All right, all right. Hey, everyone. Welcome in.
All right, all right.
All right, all right, all right. Okay, yeah, we're gonna play some Marlynn today. No, okay, actually, there is kind of a big change to the deck. So today we're gonna try. So every time I go back to this card, I end up regretting it. But we're gonna try it today because I think that there are some interesting theory elements to running some number of take games, like especially if you have the ability to board them out. But we're gonna try take game today. So we haven't played take game in probably the last 5 or so Marlynn videos, maybe even more.
More.
It's probably been more, yeah.
Yeah, way more.
But yeah, take game. So the reason we cut it from the deck originally was because it's a 2-block and it's a red basically. And Cheating Scoundrel basically like kind of took the place of it. But I want to see if we can actually like kind of make some room for like 2 take games and trim on a couple of our like worst blues basically. That's at least the theory for today. But we might end up going back and cutting it, but it's actually been going like fairly well. Like I just been doing some like not like super intensive testing, but just like goldfishing and Palishar. It's been like doing all right. I still feel like I need to work on like I don't know what's been going on with the marionette. Like the marionette's been feeling weird lately, but I don't know if that's actually like attributed to take game or something else. And then let me see if I can catch up in chat real quick just before we start getting some games. Natty Gains and Skateboard Squad.
That's what I said.
Just run blue take game. Blue take game is a little bit worse than like red take game though. Like the actual like buff and power is like pretty relevant. I don't want to have 9 reds if I can help, but that's also fair. Anyways, we're just gonna try some new things today. I think there is like a really good theory with take game at least, where if you're like running honing and going second, which you want to be running in like a lot of matchups, and like having 2 take games in the deck represents like a free roll arsenal basically.
Oh yeah, chat's talking about gravy.
Oh, chat's talking about gravy.
We've been having a gravy bones conversation.
Okay. Sorry, I didn't realize we were in a gravy bone stream. But anyways, I'm gonna play some Marlynn, which is like the worst gravy bone, so we'll see how it goes. But the Nats meta is gonna be really interesting. So we obviously know Ailio is getting kneecapped. The only question, I guess, is I don't want to play live with you, gross. We want to play Marlynn instead. Let me grab the quick. You live. For real.
For real?
For real.
For real?
Tegan channeling her inner Ryuji. Is that the character's name?
Yeah.
Persona?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's the one who's. That's the only voice clip. It's just for real?
For real. Alright. Katsu. Okay, Katsu's not too bad. But the next meta is going to be really interesting. Kind of curious to choose. I feel like second is generally correct in this matchup. I think also, yeah, disconnect is also probably correct in this matchup. That's fair. Okay, we get some Arachne practices. What they want to go first or second here. Maybe they also want to disconnect. Fair enough. Disconnect against Marlynn is like actually a real strat. All right, we want to go second. Let's see if this is this the same one as before. I can't actually tell. We'll find out, I guess. And then I like a tie in this matchup. Okay, they also disconnect. All right, we got 3 in a row, chat. The 3 oak. We'll get like an actual gamer in here. I don't think Marlynn is that bad that you need to leave 3 times in a row. I feel like the deck actually is probably going to get pretty good post omens, but I don't know. We'll have to see.
You should also make sure you have streamer mode on.
Oh, do I have streamer mode? Oh, yeah. Hold on. I cannot. I'll do it in a second. Up here, settings. Even. Nothing good. Okay. See if we can get a game here. One day. Oh, is there like a 5K tournament coming up, Rose? It's pretty cool. I don't think we've had one. I've heard of like a couple like 1K tournaments locally, but not sure. All right, got a marionette.
There's not a lot of stuff that happens locally, to be honest.
No. Cincinnati 5K. Okay, interesting. Unlucky. Unlucky disconnect RNG. All right, if we get like 2 more disconnects, we're just gonna play marathon.
No, you're not.
No, I'm not. But I do want to play marathon.
You are not going to just play marathon.
We gotta get a game at some point, right? This deck is not that bad. All right, this is not the same person. When is a good idea to bring honing instead of crown? Generally going second. Yeah, let's go ahead and bring in the authority, and then what do I want to cut in this matchup? I think I can do. Okay, that was like 7 disconnects in a row. All right, we were gonna go first in a Rhinar. We're gonna hope that they do not leave immediately, and then we're gonna be happy. Let's hope. But generally we want Crown of Dominion going first, Honing Hood going second, just so we get like the free roll. Arsenal is pretty good. Oh, it also like messed up my. How do I import this real quick? Streamer mode. Changed where this was. Mirror opponent board. Mirror player board. There we go. Okay. Cool. It is fixed. Now let's do. Start with the eye crack, I guess. Let's see what we got. Okay, that's fantastic. Like that. So I believe we actually want to set the shifting tides here. We could also just like Arsenal 3 Oak. Option number 2. But we do kind of have a payoff for 3 Oak. Interesting. I think I'm actually just supposed to send it here and not set the shifting. Kind of weird though. But we know we're drawing into our Poon next turn, so the 3 Oak here actually gets a lot better. Is that card also centered on the screen? Hold on, let me check OBS. I need to like that to the side a little bit. That kind of starting Blood Rush, I'll take that. Alright, 2 aggressive pounces. This is probably like some kind of aggro Meat-Axe Rhinar, but their hand's not very good at least. Love to see a King Shark. Yeah, Arsenal 3 Oak's not too bad. Oh, and send packing. I mean, we kind of wanted to block here anyway, so I'm like kind of fine with this. We should block here and here, keep the yellow for pitch. Then King Shark seems good. And we also get our gold back. Not too shabby. Rip it. Gold. Gold is so much fun. Especially in like, okay, so here's actually an opinion that I've been forming. I think like gold in a lot of like the heavy hitters heroes was actually not designed very well. And like I feel like the high seas heroes like did gold the best, kind of.
Yeah.
Like there's more interesting ways to use gold in like the high seas heroes than like gold is kind of like just like this weird. It almost feels like this weird like static thing in like the and like that like in Kasai and Victor, like I don't know. If gold feels like more fun like when you're playing like an actual pirate. I don't know. It's a pretty good hand though. So potentially threatening. We at least get 1 card out of hand, then we get the strip armor here, which is great, and then we also get perfect arsenal. Also, the chances they have Bell in hand as an
Effective for Kraken.
yeah, that's true. And Kraken's pretty good. Alright, what do we want here? I mean, I think I'm just taking their yellow, right? Just so they don't have a good pitch outlet. They could like sash me if they wanted to, but like I think I'm fine if they want to crack sash like that. Very curious like what they're gonna do. Okay, fair enough. The jokes write themselves.
Oh, are you kidding? Oh man, keeper.
Not too bad. I could have technically hooked here, but like there are like some Rhinars that are running like random E-React. Well, this is a nice clean game. Blood Rush Bellow. I think I'm taking the Savage Feast because it's like the most objectively powerful thing they can do here. That or the Wild Ride. But I don't know what their arsenal is. So I think the safest thing is to like not let them fix their hand with the Savage Feast. Fair enough. Okay. Yeah, average brute turn. Wait, they sent a rematch invitation and then they also left the game. Fair enough. Alright, well, 1-0. Yeah.
They brought levels of energy coming off of that one.
The Chad send rematch and then also leave, so you cannot accept the rematch. It's very funny.
You want a rematch? No, I refuse.
Alright. Play against some Katsu. But yeah, the Nats meta is gonna be really interesting. So like I assume Ailio. Oh, speaking of Ailio. So for this matchup, I actually like to board in the or sorry, we like the battering bolts and then cut the Kraken, I think. They're gonna go first. We want to go second. And then French, we want the quiver. Okay, this looks good. But yeah, I'm cutting the take games in this matchup specifically because we don't want them to get wobbled. The classic brute turn of roll one and die. Unlucky. Wouldn't happen to me though. I guess it's like kind of weird to practice against Ailio with like Volzar still legal, but I guess we might as well. Like I imagine the deck is probably gonna still be like on a flash combo in some variety. Alright, we get a Honey Hood. If we draw blue here, we actually just get to catch them next turn, which is pretty solid. I'm actually debating. I don't think it's ever correct there to send the Yellowfin, right? There's like some world where we like don't draw something where maybe Yellowfin, like Yellowfin's actually like fine against Ailio. But like I don't think it's ever better than like sending a King Shark. And the question we have is what kind of Ailio do we think we are here? Chat, does Ailio run D-Reacts anymore? I feel like the answer is no. Although that being said, they do have 4-ish armor. I feel like I'm not going to be scared losing my hook. I think some of them do, but like, if they're running a D-Reacts, then I guess it's like kind of good for me, right? In a weird way. Oh yeah, Rose, I think I saw you like talking in John's chat. Yo, we playing Marlynn at Nats? No, we're playing marionette at Nats, almost assuredly, but this is the backup in case we get a juiced expansion slot card. Aggro, maybe I have some inside information that you don't know about. No, I'm kidding. I do not have we do not have a Marlynn card, but there could be one. Could exist. All right, let's see what they got here. I doubt they're going to be able to cover this. Okay, cool. That's correct. No, I don't. No inside info. It's fine. It's fine. I have a hunch. That's all. You gotta start practicing Marlynn now, aggro. Trust me. Deck is cracked. What we got here? Hand is kind of bad. It's not like that bad though. So hand is weird. But we know they have a CLV in hand, right? So we should probably block in some capacity here. Do something like this, I think. Please no. Yeah. I mean, Victor's probably going to still be good for Nats, right? You got Victor to fall back on. Or, were you also playing, like, Aurora lately? Like, were you trying out new Aurora? I have some, like, meta predictions about Nats. There's CLV. I think they're probably just going to shoot me. Let's see if... Well, they will have to pitch if they want to Pulsar. Okay, now they don't. Fair enough. A warp. Fortunately, we drew very, very well. Now we just need to not get wobbled, ideally. All right, chat. Don't let them wobble me. Too young. Please no. All right, they're digging for it. Okay, got it. Cool. And then the question is, do we want battering or King Shark? So it depends, I guess, what they randomly drew, but I think in general, King Shark is still correct. I don't think I'm going to hook it, though. I think 10 is, like, a little bit too unsafe. I don't know. I think this is, like, pretty close to what I'm probably going to be bringing to Nats. I'm thinking about Ziggy, too, but that seems like a little bit more, like, uncharted territory. I feel like the new heroes have to be, like, kind of busted, though, right? It's just a hypothesis. There's a question that's been on my mind since day one. There's going to be a calling here in Mexico, and it's not that I want to win the whole thing. Just a couple are Ophidia and Ataya really needed. So um a lot of the like better Marlin pilots right now like aren't actually. Ooh, that's very nice. We get to take their on. A lot of the better Marlin pilots like aren't actually even running Ataya, which is like fair. Uh, oh, you haven't played Aurora yet? I'm excited to try. Oh, maybe I was thinking of like John. John was playing like Aurora or something. But she seems like she's gonna be a lot of fun. Okay, we got an etch. That's fine. Good. Getting lucky that they haven't drawn their. I'm gonna crack 1 gold here, I think. Try to find like a buff or something. That's good enough. So even if they counter my that being on top is actually really awkward. Or we're just gonna pretend like it doesn't exist. Aurora seems like she's gonna be a lot of fun though. Or at least it seems like they're trying to maybe turn her in like a different direction than she was like previously. Should be interesting to see. And now the question is, do we want Battering or King Shark? I think we're still putting them on not having gone in a flash, right? So I feel like King Shark is still probably correct. We're gonna pitch the Codex here for sure, though. And we've not made a gold this turn, right? So no hook, but that's fine. A friend of mine right now is testing a Ziggy with only the spoilers that are around. How has that been going? I'm curious. Because it feels like there's like a lot of unknowns with their kit, right? Like I feel like we're missing a lot of like the payoffs for like holo counters, right? I guess like the weapon is like a payoff, but not 100% sure on that. I get to take their current funnel or their blast. I feel like it's almost certainly the blast though, right? Seems logical. But yeah, Ziggy's, they seem like they're going to be a lot of fun. I'm excited. I'm normally not much of an illusionist player though, so like I'm curious to see how they'll play. I think that's like the big unknown to me. Right, so we know they have CLV in hand. I think we're just like eating the CLV though. I don't think there's like really a profitable way to block this. There is the option that we just like block here and trench, but that feels bad. We're just taking this. There's CLV, sure. Which is also a card that's not going to be legal. There has to be like more busted Ailio cards in the pipeline, though, sure. I make a whole channel for Gravy Bones and Ziggy might be the first thing on it. Do we like know enough about Ziggy right now to like actually figure out like what they're supposed to be doing though? Like I feel like we don't, right? Like the holo counter thing to me still is like a open question, right? Oh, a spindle. It's been a while since I feel like I've seen a spindle. Kind of tempted to just quiver this. And then hope we don't hit a red on top, ideally. Perfect. Seems solid. I think I'm gonna set it, or I'm gonna threaten the shifting tides here. If they want to wobble me, I think I'm like fine with that. Okay. Looks like they don't want to go for the wobble, but this should at least be safe for battering bolt. Like we're not gonna get probably gonna flash this turn. I imagine. Oh, sorry. Jesus, let me get back to your question, by the way. About Ataya and Eye of Ophidia. So, a lot of the best Marlin players, like Ben and Nate, are not running Ataya right now, which is like fair. It's kind of like a sideboard consideration. I personally like Ataya because there are a lot of decks that are like fairly redline or like very low on blues that are running like D-Rex right now. So like Marionette I think kind of falls in that category. Like Fang, for instance. I'm trying to think what else. Like there's situations where Ataya has like basically had me like had my opponent like discard 2 cards. But Ataya I think is still like really good. The only issue with Ataya is that it doesn't block, obviously. And you don't want to run it into like every matchup, which makes like main decking it a little bit awkward. But I still am a big fan of the card. I think the card is like fairly important, at least in like the way that I play the deck. But I don't think you need it necessarily. Like, I think if you're looking for like a deck list that's not running um, attire or whatever, like Nate and Ben's like list are probably the best place to start. I think what else. I think I'm just letting this hit by the way. For I, it's like a little bit more complicated. Like I is kind of like one of the better cards in the deck, unfortunately. So I is like weird because you are gonna lose some percentage points, um, just into like every deck basically by not running I, which is like a little bit awkward. So like I is like a little bit more necessary, but like even we recently had like Kai, who's like an AG winner. Like I think they didn't have I in their deck. They just played like Rusty Harpoon or something in place of it, which is like probably not the blue I'd run, but like still probably comparable. Like um, so I Infinity is good, is what I'm saying, but like it's not like a requirement necessarily to play the deck. Let me also catch up in chat real quick. Aren't the holo counters to prevent them from being banished again? Not necessarily a payoff counter. Is that what the holo counters say? I'm curious. Oh, they're gone and flashing. Sure. So wait, they didn't consign to Cosmos. But they didn't pump here. Which means that they have like another spell for sure. I think I'm just gonna pop the trench here then. I feel like did they play the Gone from Arsenal? I wasn't paying attention. I was like off in my explanation world. So the holo counters, is that like what the text is? They just like don't go back if they have a holo counter or something? Holo counters don't do anything themselves, just certain effects can only blink auras without any. Hold on, let me like I'm gonna look this up on the side. I'm gonna like start reading some of the holo counter cards because I didn't know that we knew that much about them. Sorry, give me 1 second. Holo. Alright, so what does it say? This has a holo counter and so the attack gets +4. When Sleep Banisher had a holo counter, control something with no holo counters or holo counter. I still don't fully understand like what a holo counter is though. Like what makes a holo counter? I guess is like a question I have. Also, we like might be dead here. Are we? We have 3. We have 8 here. No, I don't think we're dead just yet. Mine worked to finish it. Okay, fair enough. We're at 3. We could have actually gone like a little bit less greedy there. Let's pass here. This is actually awkward because now I want to codex them ideally, but I feel like we need a buff really bad though to like actually try to close out the game. Assuming we don't just like die to random shock. That is a buff. Why can I not? Hold on. There we go. Alright, I think we're gonna go for the win and not play to lose here. Alright, let's go for the shallow water. Because it's the most damage, technically. But yeah, I still don't think I fully understand the holo counter thing. Alright, no shock, please. Alright, pray chat. No shock and also no prevention or sigil. I want like them to have like not have like 8 different things right now. Okay, that's only 2 block. Hey, we won. Let's go. All right, rematch. Sure. We'll do 1 more against Ailio.
Oh,
All right. Oh, obvious. All right. Who are they, or what are they choosing? First or second? GG. All right, opponent goes first. We want to go. It's actually kind of funny. I think we want to go second in this matchup generally.
a poop counter?
The poop counter?
Yeah, since just a marker could be called a poop counter.
A poop counter. Hope it's not a poop counter. The Elephant's not a bad start. Surprising number of yellows in the deck. Unfortunate. Actually, no, sorry, we don't have our. There is like a funny thing you can do where if you're running the other boots, you can like Honing Hood, flip this face up, and then prevent 2. I guess not super relevant in this matchup. Okay. We're going to. Do we actually want to quiver this at all? Question. It's probably worth it to just do this. As that is, like, we're probably not getting like the full value out of it. I'd rather just prevent them from getting an extra one.
Yeah, what are you doing in there?
Oh, do we think that Ziggy, they're gonna be like blue-white flicker? That'd be kind of funny. I don't know. Is that deck like maybe it will be kind of like blue-white flicker? I guess we will have to see. And this is gonna be another scenario where we're gonna hope that in a turn or two the Codex is not gonna get countered. They did discard 1 wobble for what it's worth. And we have 11 here. I don't think we saw any like E-reacts out of them last time. So I think we're just gonna continue to get greedy with the hook. If we lose it here, it's like so like in order for them to break hook, they'd have to give us 4 here, plus 3, plus another 4 somehow. We didn't see a D-react all last game, so I feel like we shouldn't play into it. We have to remember Ziggy will get extra new cards via Armory deck. That is also true. That's going to be interesting. Okay, shock. Sure. Good evening, everyone. How are we doing? Hope they draw another yellow. Another yellow they can't play, ideally. I guess the nice part about this matchup is that you can just like kind of keep hooking them impunity. Ooh, Entwine, interesting. We might just want to like kind of block out this turn to deny the CLV. It's like tempting. I'm at least gonna try to stop it here so that they don't get like extra info. Oh, you also get turnover, which is Gravy's armor deck cards were all bangers. That's true. Sometimes I don't understand how he sends 4 plus 7 plus 4 arcane. Oh, are we talking about Ziggy? Alright, we're kind of playing into a wobble by doing this, but like we don't really have a better choice. We at least get a gold pile to sit on, so it's not like the end of the world.
Yeah, there.
It's gay, I'm gay, match made in hell. Oh, about Ziggy. That's funny. I'm excited for Ziggy. I think that the way that it seems to be like it seems like it's more Prism like than it is what's like a better comparison? It's more like Prism, less
Don't post it in the chat because she'll never be able to remember what this illusion is.
less Droma. Wait, what?
You'll never be able to remember what the illusion is.
Prism?
The other one.
Droma.
The other one.
The other one. Oh, Enigma? Oh. Like I'm imagining that Ziggy is gonna be like less Enigma, more Prism. But maybe that's just like my hopes speaking out. I don't know if that's true. I know what things are called. Generally. Alright. This Yellowfin Harpoon has to be doing a lot of work this game. I can't tell if it's doing work or if it's not doing. I think it's doing work. Because it does mean they played out the sigils in advance, which is like less bad. I think I'm gonna tentatively say that the Yellowfin Harpoon actually did work. What do we think, chat? I think that was actually like kind of a good yellowfin, right? Ziggy is not that board present. It's more 2 or 3 auras and attacks with fragment to send arcane damage or burst attacks. Interesting. I think that's like kind of how I'm envisioning it, like a lot of fragment keyword, like a lot of actually like going on the combat chain. I think that's cool. We'll have to obviously see if the deck kind of like ends up that way, but so this hand is like mildly reliant on the 3-oak resolving. I actually like kind of don't want to block this, but I kind of do. So the only issue is if we play the 3-oak, then we need like an extra resource here. So one play could be, well, are we overdue for blue? Because if we can crack this into blue, then the 3-oak is like less costly. Yeah, I'm not supposed to block this, right?
Okay, Philip.
Yeah, the fragment keyword actually seems really, really interesting. I'm very excited about it. All right, so here's the play, chat. We're going to try to turn this into a blue, ideally, so that we can play around wobble. And if we turn it into a blue, that means we have 2 floating for the 3-oak, so we can still send battering for 9. Okay, we did not turn it into a blue. That sucks. Not the end of the world. Actually, it is kind of the end of the world, because if we do get wobbles here, then we're like totally toast. The alternative play is we don't even go for wobble, or like we don't even try to go for the 3-oak. Because if they have 1 sigil plus wobble, we like kind of lose the game. The alternative is we like arsenal a shark here and just send 9. Interesting. Yeah, it's not a blue. I think we're supposed to not get... Well, actually, they need 2 sigils for this, right? Okay, they need 2 sigils. So I guess that is, like, less bad. We've already seen 2 sigil brilliance. I think this is reasonable. Yeah, I think we let it ride here, because, like, getting the extra +4 is, like, pretty substantial. Oh, we're getting wobbled. Unlucky. Pass. Well, for what it's worth, they kind of did discard the cards themselves. That's at least the cope that I'm telling myself right now. So we need 1 more blue here, I think. That was unfortunate. Okay, though. Happens. By the way, will Frail Swing Line work with Fragment? That's a good question. I actually do not know. I think we're also just sending another 9 here. These have been some like really bad draws. Where are blues? I guess that's a punishment for running take aim. Unlucky. At least this battering bolt should still be annoying. Hopefully. All the homies hate wobble. This is true. For what it's worth, like we did think about wobble at least. So like I feel less bad when I get juiced by like double sigil plus wobble. It's like three specific cards that they have to have, and I guess like it's like 2 from a broad category of cards and then 1 specific card again. I think if they like already had a sigil out, I would be like less inclined to do it. Unfortunately here it looks like their hand kind of sucks unless they have some other thing to be doing here. Hand is like 2 attacks, and then so they need like instant in arsenal or here. So I feel like I should probably assume that they're gonna try to go for something. You're gonna get us like really low though is the issue here. Like I don't want to pop this, but maybe popping this is still correct. Because we know about the blast. Blast, air, random arsenal. No, it's probably still not worth it. We're gonna take a ton of damage here, but like, I don't really know if there's a better opportunity here. Like, I feel like the issue, there's like pros and cons to popping here. Like, the issue with not popping here is they can just like arsenal and attack if they really want to. The issue with popping is that like, or like if we do it, then they don't actually like have to play the blast there, right? I feel like holding on to it was like maybe fine. I don't know. Still feels bad though. All right, so we're gonna need to probably just juice them with catch of the day here, ideally. And all right, don't third wobble me, please. They can technically counter it here if they do have it. No wobble's good, but we're not, unless we're like disrupting their hand really heavily here, we're not actually doing all that much. King Shark's gonna need to do a lot of work here. Even then, I have concerns. Like, I'm gonna need them to have like 3 attacks in hand, basically, which is unlikely to say the least. It's like the Riptide traps. Once collapsing hits the chain, you discard the hand. Doesn't matter if you have instants. Okay, interesting. All right, I'm assuming that they probably don't have an attack in hand, at least given the context of the block here. Makes sense to me. All right, so we need their arsenal now to not be gone. We need a lot of things to go our way here. Or we also need them not draw into the gone off the brilliance. What they got here? The difference though is that Riptide traps are D-reacts, frail as an action. Oh no, they draw it. They didn't draw it. I think they meant to. Yeah. Okay, interesting. Oh. Or do it again. I didn't mean to. Yeah, there. Sorry, I accidentally clicked no. I don't want to be a bad sport on stream. All right, what we got going on here? Lots of Ailio. So we know they have the Mind Warp, so they're currently amping 3. And then we saw another Sigil Lightning in their hand. They bounce here, they get another like 2 amp or something. So I guess we're like always doing this, right? And then probably need to block as much as possible here. I feel like that involves probably blocking with like cheating, right? Because you don't want to just die to the Mind Warp. Ideally. Also, I probably shouldn't have that, but that's ideally, I wanted to probably pitch a blue that was, oh, they might just like close here with the amp. They're amping like 3 every time. This could get bad. Alright, so another blast. So the most efficient thing we can do here is quick dodge. They're currently amping 6, coming in for 8. We take 1, go to 3 on. I think we just like die here, assuming that they draw into like anything good. Well, they have the another sigil. The amp's another 1. So we go to functionally 2 now. Assuming that they have like literally nothing else. I think they probably just got us here. We'll see. Oh, it looks like Ben's watching the game. Very funny. And they didn't even find Ghana Flash this game. I think we just got juiced by the sigils. So this is legal. Yep, well, good. Pretty solid stuff there from our Ailio opponent. We didn't even really get a great excuse to use the quick dodge that game, I feel like. I feel like they never actually really sent like a 3 wide at us. Oh, interesting. Alright, well, they had it. Let's see if we can grab some. So I actually don't really have that much interest. I feel like in playing against Ailio because like that deck is not going to be like that. Like that build of the deck is not going to be like a real on Nats. It's still like interesting. Like it's probably gonna be like fairly similar. I feel like. All right, we got a Vinny. Get our board. I still like Honing Hood going second in a Vinny. And then no take games. Or actually, maybe take game. Maybe like 1 take. Or no, 2 take game.
It's hilarious.
It is very funny.
It rules.
So in that game, like we're not taking an extra 8 damage from Volzar, functionally, or wait, was it 8? It was like 6 or something. It's pretty good. Catch up on chat. Thank God for the Volzar ban. Yeah, true. All right, let's see how the mini game goes. This matchup keeps getting like harder and harder. I feel like a lot of it kind of depends on like their equipment and their build. I don't know. It's still like very favored for us, but like I feel like there's like a lot more like room for error, at least on like the Marlynn side, if that makes sense. We have a good Arsenal turn 1 though. One thing I've actually considered in this matchup also is like running Abyssal Quiver for filtering on turn 0 if they like choose not to attack us, which they generally don't do. But this is a pretty good start, I think. Get to start off with a Kraken, great. Salvage, not useful. Turn over our Honing Hood. It's really good. I guess we can like just out the frail swing line. Seems fine. At least like stops them from like using flail or whatever, which is like semi-relevant. Question is, do we want to Arsenal Yellowfin? Probably. Lozar. So I've been calling the new Volzar the baby rattle because I think it's funny and also insulting.
It does look like a baby.
It looks like a baby. It's like the baby rattle Volzar
Boo-boo gaga.
versus like the baseball bat Volzar.
Boo-boo gaga.
Tegan's flexing on a silly over there.
A fucking baby.
Okay, double reduce is not too bad. Good. Glad I didn't hook that. Lozar is also, I think, a funny name for it. I don't think we're gonna, unfortunately, be able to use our frail swing line here, but it's kind of funny. So let me actually talk about this card a little bit. I want a blue 3-block, and I also want some like mild upside into like marionette warriors, which I think are gonna get like a little bit better. I think I'm trenching this, right? So we have 1, 2, 3 block, set up King Shark. Good. Go ahead and trench this. I feel like you actually end up using trench a lot in this matchup, and I feel like that's like one of the things that like keeps this matchup favored. Trench kind of feels like a 1-card sideboard slot for set almost, but like I feel like you kind of need it, honestly. Weird. Go ahead and just take a little off turn here. Still have that widespread that's sitting around, which is like a little concerning, but also the lack of gold is definitely here. It's still fine. They've had like a weird draw so far, like double reduce, widespread. Should maybe be able to get some. Next blue action card you play this turn, go again. Sure. Oh, I've been seeing this like a lot more. Dread Triptych plus Fasting Carcass. I don't know if this is like a real thing, but I've seen more of it at the bare minimum. So we are going to be losing our arsenal at some point this turn, based on how this works, right? Because we're always going to be taking damage. They're presumably going to play. Can they play the widespread after? Dread Triptych. So if you played a non-attack, they played a non-attack. That's true. We dealt arcane damage this turn. That is also true. So they make 2 rune chance on the back, plus the Malefic, so they will be able to play this. Okay, that makes sense. So we are going to be losing our arsenal, so we should trench. Reasonable. Pay 0, pay 1. I think we're just going to block with... I don't have a yellow, unfortunately. We're also sticking up green for some. I think I'm just probably going to try to set this Kraken in arsenal. I don't think there's a world where we're like ever playing out one of these, but it's still, or like we're ever getting like the gold off of this, but it's still probably in case they randomly like succumb or whatever. Alright, so we're taking the rune chance here. Actually, we probably, hold on. Sorry, we should actually block the rune chance because it's technically more efficient to do that. Yeah. And so the life totals are still fairly even, although their setup is still like mildly concerning. I'll have them brick eventually. Kind of the Vynnset motto. Just bide our time. We got all the time in the world. The small guy held the big bad staff, while the buffed guy will hold the tiny cute staff. How ironic. Yes. the Ailio irony. Oh, this hand sucks. To be fair, this is a hand that we could also draw on the big blue list, so like maybe it's not as bad. We'll see. I imagine we're probably just going to take another off turn to deal with this widespread, assuming that they play it out. The famous sentence you throw to Rune Blades, do it again. Yeah. Seems to be like the core issue with Rune Blade is doing it again. Although, like, that being said, I feel like the Vynnset lists have gotten like a lot more consistent. Especially after like June's deck lists and stuff like that. Feels like they've been, like actually kind of got their shit together, which is like a little scary. And they're going to be getting like a whole new set of support, so Vynnset might be on the up and up. I'd love to see the grasp. I imagine they're probably just going to go for the widespread here, because they already have like the 2 rune chance on the board. Makes sense to me. I think we're just going to try to arsenal the Codex here. Just keep blocking. No real reason to pop Quiver here. We do have to be a little bit cautious about random succumb, but I don't think that's super relevant. Take our time here, deal with the Malefics, hope for them to draw into like a bad hand. June did such an impact, one of the best callings of the year so this far, yeah, for sure. I feel like June did a lot to like actually make people like get their shit together for this deck list, or like for the hero, I guess. I don't know. I think she had like a really good build for that calling specifically. Like it seemed to just like dump through marionette, which is really cool. All right, so we have the Deathlies. Okay. All right, we maybe have like depends like what they have here. And the funny thing is, we're not even really fatiguing at this point. Not like really. We got plenty of time. Plenty of time. All right, Tegan, are you watching Pirates of the Caribbean?
Pirates of the Caribbean. I didn't want to watch. I wanted to watch something, but I didn't want to put on like some art film from the 70s that I have to pay attention to.
Okay, fair enough. Oh, we got Wilson over here.
Gotta get him.
We grab him.
Also, Phillips under the desk.
Oh yeah. Cat time.
Cat time.
Grab the cat. Alright, Kat, how are we gonna deal with this shadow puppetry? The answer is probably not. Everyone say hi to Wilson.
Exactly. Gravy Bones live action. Literally, because it's the first one. Gravy Bones live action.
Makes sense.
Our SpongeBob.
I think we would ideally like to block out all these rune chants. The question is, how are they making rune chants on the back if we just block out here? Probably still do it. Again, we're not in real any real rush, so I feel like blocking out, especially on this hand, is still fine. They can flail me afterwards, I guess, but still the status quo. We can also block at the sea lace if they want to do that. See what they got here. The dirge. They're gonna get 2 rune chants on the back of this, which is fine. I get to sit on Codex, which is nice. Still gonna have setup going into next turn. Pretty good. They also get the flail. I think we're just letting them have the flail though, right? I feel 2 versus 3 doesn't really matter a ton in terms of rune chants. It is kind of relevant. Or I guess wait, oh, they get 5 because of the double deathly, right? That's pretty good. Eventually we get to have a turn chat. Hopefully. We'll see. Not a guarantee. I don't know if we've been playing too passively or if our hands have just been pretty bad. Feels more like the latter. I don't know. See what they got here though. Always semi-likely that they'll just whip on an attack and then we get to win the game de facto. Gravy Bones live action is very funny. Seems like they're in the tank. Oh, they banished a Mordred. Okay, that's good for us. No rune gating for you.
What do you mean?
Deep recesses of existence. So what do they turn over here? Probably just another Deathly, right? And then we get our Kraken turned over, which is kind of annoying. I guess we can still send Redfin, which is fine. The only question here is, do we care? So are we blocking with it? This is the real question. We do also have to kind of play around Cole, which is kind of weird. Go ahead and I have a video first. Right, take game on top is interesting. I think we leave that take game on top, right? So we submit that, leave that there. Do something like that, and then we just take 9. They flip our Kraken, they flip their Deathly. But then there are no rune chants on board, which is hey. Could have also taken the opportunity to break Creepers there if we wanted to, which is semi-relevant. But this is also fine against Succumb. They're using the one floating to play something. Sure. Now the question is, do we want to cash in the Sea Lace to deny a rune chant? I feel like the answer is still no, right? Could also give up the port side and then 3 Oak, or we could also just cash in the 3 Oak. I feel like that's actually not a bad idea. Because we don't need this 3 Oak, right? Sensibly. It's fine. Yeah, I think I agree with you, Iron Potato. We definitely block. Or are you suggesting we block more? Interesting question. Almost surely it's like widespread or deathly, right? I guess they can also like banish a fasting carcass if they wanted to. Or wait, this I don't think you can play this from your banish zone, can you? Interesting. I think I at least want to attempt to send damage here, especially when they're not like not on arsenal though. I feel like full block is probably wrong. We need to eventually like do something to win the game, right? Alright, so I think we're gonna go for the red fin here. Definitely some awkward draws though. Make it work though. We know the take aim is on top. It is a good arsenal. We should be ripping some tempo with the red fin harp. Hi, hope your day is going well. Currently building out your budget Marlynn list. Oh, I hope you enjoy. I think like the deck is actually very reasonable, or it's a lot more reasonable now than it was like previously, kind of on a budget. I own Riches though, so gonna figure out something. Like, I think Riches is also like still pretty reasonable right now. I personally cut it just because like, I think Riches is like very like the matchups where you want it is like very. So you can make arguments that you want Riches into like everyone basically, which is like kind of reasonable. Like I think Chandler was also like running Riches into basically like just main deck, which is kind of funny. But I feel like a lot of times it does just end up being like a hook activation with some like inconsistency, like upside to it, basic or like downside to it, basically. Riches is like a weird one. I still go back and forth on like whether or not that card's like actually good. But I think the answer I maybe landed on is like you kind of don't need it. Like it's especially a liability if you want to like main deck it is the only issue. Like you don't actually really want the card into Victor, as weird as that seems. Just because like running no blocks into Victor is like pretty bad. There's like pros and cons though. It kind of depends. Alright, I guess I'd like to see a creepers here. Have we finally gotten tempo this game? Oh, they get to destroy our frailty. That's kind of funny. Sure, I guess. I guess we still don't even have tempo because they have the stupid death league. One day we'll get tempo. Not today though. Actually, this might be the time to get tempo. We like double 3-oak this. Double 3-oak's pretty good. So I think we're gonna put them on not having a succumb and then just try to explode them. I think that's gonna be the game plan here. They've had like a really consistent string of starts here though. Wonder if I should maybe like blocking more aggressively, but like we do need to do something this. Gotta show the bling for the vibes, not wrong. Yeah, that's also fair. Alright, let's try to kill them here. So we're gonna start with the Golden Tip. Then we're gonna play our first 3-oak. And then we can take aim and determine whether or not we want to play the second one. We have a Codex now. Interesting. So we can take aim, load the. No, loading the 3-oak, I guess, still doesn't really make much sense. I guess we could do it just for funsies. Like, I think the correct choice here is to just like discard the shallow water. The lack of having a red harpoon here is like actually quite annoying. Like we saw the one Kraken and then we didn't see any King Sharks or Krakens after that. Kind of unfortunate. So does that actually mean we just want to send the shallow water here? Maybe. Then we can like hold on to the 3-oak. I think that seems semi-reasonable. And this is coming in for 13. They can balance. We're not supposed to hook this still, even though we are like kind of getting to the end of the game here. This is weird. Definitely a weird game. I'm hoping that I can just take out like a non-attack from their arsenal that they like actively want to play. Wonder if I like maybe should have played this game like a little bit slower. Just taking more time to like just block out. But there's like a downside to doing. Like they still have like their full fridge. Where'd Wilson go? Wilson left us, unfortunate. It seems like they're probably just gonna crack Baj. I'm hoping that they don't have the last reduce in their arsenal. Okay, it looks like not. They're gonna crack the balance though. Alright, so we're gonna probably have to be doing a bit more blocking this hand. I feel like Cole here is also like mildly annoying. I think we've only seen the one. And they like pitch it or something too. We'll have to see. But yeah, I think my goal for this turn cycle is try to break creepers. Then just try to like sit on 3 oak. Oh, yeah, there's Cole. Good. I don't know if there's like actually a way to keep a card there. We could have like Marlynn actually. Oh wait, was Marlynn actually the choice? One thing I forgot about Marlynn is that it's actually like semi-reasonable to sometimes make a Goldfin just for like the trench fodder, basically. I wonder if that's actually maybe the play there. Then that like strands us with the Goldfin in Arsenal, which is like weird. Something that's worth considering at least, I think. Because this game is fairly close. Like, if I make a Goldfin there, and then they hit the like, we should have probably been expecting a Cole, right? But I guess like they don't have to play it, which is like the weird. All right, coming in for 5. So the question is, do they have another creeps thing? But I assume we're still probably blocking. I'm gonna try to arsenal like the gold tip. Or sorry, I'm gonna probably try to arsenal shallow instead, right? Probably makes sense. Alright, let's go ahead and sunken treasure, and then let's. Do we want more gold or do we want to turn over their call? I think both are kind of reasonable. Let's maybe just turn over. I kind of expect them to just creepers again here. Will be a little awkward. Like we might have to end up giving the sea lace at some point this turn, especially if they want to like send the deathly. Because there's creepers. Pretty good. Richie. So the nice part is we can still break the creep. Well, they have to. They also use creepers 4 times. Jesus. I feel like maybe I should have just tried to pop this creeper a lot earlier. So we can still pop creepers here though, right? We want to just pop the quiver, do that, and then put them on functionally. Gonna end the turn. 2 rune chance. We still do this. I think the creepers is popping anyways though, right? As this works, at the beginning of your end phase, destroy spell of creepers, you dealt arcane damage greater than or equal to the number of bind counters. So actually we can just let the. I guess we didn't have to use the quiver. I guess we can just block with this. Take another off turn. So we go to 6 here. They get to set up 2 rune chance plus the malefic. Oh, wait, sorry. We should actually be making a Goldfin Harp here for the extra life gain. French. Alright, so we'll do that here. And Arsenal pass back. Interesting. How do we still like not have like a red harpoon in our bin? They banished like the 1 Kraken and that has like saved them like so much life equity here. It's insane. Unlucky. Like I feel like we're gonna draw a hand pretty soon that's just like 4 red harpoons. Feels like, unless we like bottomed. I think we maybe like bottomed like a king shark at some point. Is that true? For like a widespread. I don't know if that is true. I feel like we're like overdue to draw like a couple red harpoons at this point though. Weird. Alright, Dread Triptych. This one we can actually kind of deal with, right? But they have not played a non-attack this turn. You've dealt arcane damage this turn. It's create a rune chain. So I think we are just going to take an off turn. Block out a bit, and then we can like send the Goldfin something. Maybe like Arsenal the Codex. I think that seems alright. I just want to put them on like not having anything here. The only issue again with this though is still Hull is annoying. Because if we send the Goldfin, then they call us. Be awkward. Guess we're still doing this though. We could also... I think we could also like make another Goldfin to hand. It's like a weird game state to be in. We make it. We can play it around another call by making Goldfin to hand, but I don't know if that actually like helps us necessarily. I feel like maybe the correct play is to just bottom this with Trench and pass. Is that crazy? Alright, we found another Red Harpoon, which is good, although it's a little late still. We still have that Grimoire to deal with as well. Still have a lot of work to do here. Funny thing is, we are still fatiguing them, so maybe like the lesson from this game is I'm supposed to play like a little bit slower. I don't know, we play pretty slow though. Maybe I'm just supposed to like block out even more than I am doing. Okay. I feel like this bodes well for us though, now that creepers are kind of out of the way. So we can do, if they send the Deathly here, we can do like pay 3, block 5, and that would be like the ideal scenario that lets Codex. If they send the Destruction though, it's a little bit more awkward. I think at this rate, maybe like Fatigue is actually kind of our win con here, as weird as that sounds. Seems strange, but like, kind of makes sense. What even targets do they have for Sonata, by the way? They've used... Alright, Runeblood Ink. I thought they used like another Malefic, or did they like flip one or something? Ooh, they're sending this. This is actually really good for us. So this lets us actually be able to send the Kraken this turn, which is great. Alright, we're gonna just try to take 0 damage here just so that we're not giving them the opportunity to call and also not giving them any rune chance. It's pretty good. Alright, I feel like I kind of like scuffed this game like a little bit, but like maybe we're coming back here. So we send the Kraken. I don't think we throw the hook on there because we're still overdue for another reduce at some point. Although reduce costs 1 now. But I think it's still kind of dangerous. Try to be safe with our hook at least. This is what I mean by the matchup. I feel like has gotten like a lot harder. Like you have to actually like think about the matchup a bit more from the Marlynn side, right? Like you can't just like kind of autopilot. And I feel like I maybe have made some like not like minor mistakes where it's like turn to turn I miss like point of value. It feels like there's maybe like some larger mistake here that I'm making at like a gameplay kind of level, if that makes sense. So Sonata, what is it even tutor for at this point? Take the Mechanic. There's a couple options here, but I think the Malefic is still probably correct. Interesting. Throw Cussion's not bad. Huh. So now they have to figure out a way to make rune chance, which is like not entirely trivial. This has been like a really interesting game. maybe not like a spectator interesting game, but from like a decision point game, I feel like this has been like kind of enlightening. Also, a long Vynnset game. It's been like, has it been really 30 minutes, or is that counting the timer of like my last round as well? 30 minutes for a Vynnset game is kind of insane. Feels like the games normally don't go that long. I feel like we're not necessarily even playing slow. All right, let's see if they have the extra rune chant here, because that is gonna probably make or break this turn. I guess they can pitch for it. That makes sense. But we can also pitch for this. So now the question is, do I want to play? We haven't seen any succumb, right? Interesting. I think I'm supposed to still commit to the plan of just like blocking as much as I can here. This is so weird. Let's throw caution in response and just see what's on top. All right, so we know we're drawing a blue, which is great. So that means that we can send overpower, which is the least important. I'm going to continue to try to deny the cull, which I feel like we're missing at least one at this point, because I think they pitched one at some point. So let's try to do our best to play around that. We're going to be sending 9, which means we force at least one card at minimum. Yeah, I think that's going to be the play. So we crack gold to get the extra resource. Don't load. Marlynn, take aim. This. And they can theoretically block with the last reduce, which we know is probably somewhere in their deck at this point. So we can just send 9. This is very tight. And I feel like they're starting to run out of steam, at least it feels like. Like the last couple turns have not been like the turns that they were having at the beginning of the game. Which is nice. And they also haven't had like a really disgusting like Mordred or anything yet. Also, does anyone know what the deal with like the Dread Triptych is? I've seen like a lot more of this on Talishar, but I don't know if there's like a new list that just dropped or if this is like the common thing. Not sure. This is probably okay, no D-react. I was kind of expecting that to be the last reduce or something. Okay, Cole we can deal with. Putrid to get it out of Arsenal, I assume. Cole. Sure. I think I'm gonna give them. I think we're just blocking out again this turn, right? Almost assuredly. Oh, they have a widespread, I guess. Sure. That's fine. Oh, they're gonna play the widespread. What? Oh, okay. So they get one. Oh, they get two. Oh, I like completely missed that they actually had an attack to play. Wait, where did this widespread? Oh, they banished the widespread from the Cull. That's what it was. Oh, I see. All right, so we cannot pay for the rune chance, and we need to probably YOLO the throw caution. Does that kill us? No, but yes, it does kill us. Oh, we were so close this game. I think if the throw caution actually hits there, we go to 2, and then we don't have to give armor. Unlucky. The red attacks being in the deck are like pretty brutal. Like not seeing a King Shark for super long feels pretty rough. That's unfortunate. I think maybe I'm not a fan of like the throw caution. Maybe I want to like find room to like actually like cut this card at some point. Like I think if the meta goes in a way where like you don't have to worry about like the biggest Ailio, I feel like that's maybe like a point of consideration. Unlucky though. I wonder what LSS was cooking when they made Rosetta and MST. Looking back on how quickly those heroes LL, that it caused the point system to change. All right, give them a good game though. A little unlucky there, but I think I also like maybe should have played that a little bit slower than I was doing. Like just taking more like off turns to kind of set up. Oh, it looks like they also didn't have another reduce in their deck. Maybe they were only running reduce or something. Um, definitely kind of like I think that was like a combination of like bad draws and also maybe I should play it a little bit slower because my draws were bad. That's like a good learning game though. I actually think that LSS was kind of cooking with MST. Not gonna lie,
MST is good.
MST was good, but like maybe just like a little bit too good. Brasilia became big, spell oriented. You have compliance, which can be better, but I don't know. Yeah, I think it depends. Like I'm still like I don't know. Throw cautions just seem awkward sometimes. Definitely a bit weird.
The problem with compliance is so many of the silly things are consistent. That only works on.
Yeah. I'm like halfway tempted to actually just like turn the throw cautions into like ripple ways or something. We got a Katsu though. Assuming that they're gonna be like the last two Katsus tonight and just leave, but I guess we might as well sideboard for it. Hard pits to cut the take games, and I think that seems alright. I also got the tips, but like, yeah. I feel like I'm also realizing that I'm cutting take game a lot of the time, which is maybe kind of a bad sign. We gotta try it out though. It's important to try new things, even if they're bad. I don't have to block this one. See what their next link is. Oh, they're not even running the they're running breaking skills, which I think is correct in this matchup. See what they got here though. I will just block. Will they give me a reason not to? I feel like their hand was kind of not amazing. That's good. This hand is like still kind of bad somehow. I guess we like port side look for a buff, which is probably the play. That's kind of like extra damage. Not shallow water. Okay. But like surprisingly actually kind of worked out. I don't think we're supposed to hook this, unfortunately. Like the stream for better draws, true. I think the Vynnset game we could have actually won though. Like thinking about it, like I think we need to just play it like a little bit slower, given like what they're kind of presenting. Oh, their hand is like real bad. Okay, sure. Okay, surging strike. So now we just tar pit them and then they cry. Or do we tar pit them? I think we still probably have to tar pit them. As unfortunate as it would be to lose the King Shark. Actually, alternative play is that we don't tar pit them. We let them have whatever they want here. They get a whelming, presumably. And then we just use our trench, and then we get to hold the King Shark and send like a shallow water. But that's probably greedy. I'm not supposed to do that. Just tar pit them for the ease of it. Also just denies the Katsu trigger for irrelevant. But yeah, losing the King Shark is gonna suck. Nine damage. See what they got. I think that there's actually maybe some merit to hooking there. But you still never know if like Katsu's running reacts. I feel like generally the answer is supposed to be no. Depends. Okay, another King Shark will take it out. Katsu has been a very affordable deck, actually. Like Katsu is pretty cheap on the whole. Not generally a very expensive deck. I think I'm just gonna have this, by the way. Yeah, Katsu players do not like the tar pit trap. It is a known fact. Alright, let's look for a buff here. King Shark's fine, but not. These events like kind of middling draws, to be honest. No 3 oak. We did get like the 1 codex, but it was like just a codex for 8 ostensibly. I don't know. Maybe I'm going back to the drawing board in this deck because my draws suck. But I think I'm still supposed to go for King Shark. They haven't presented a D-React yet. So no, I'm still gonna play it safe, I think. Losing hook is like a pretty big deal still. We'll start hooking like once we get them like below 20, I think. But for now, we'll just try to like ruin their turn. Right. I think I'm not supposed to put the bonds in the yard. I think I'm just supposed to probably get rid of the Riptide here. It also probably like ruins their turn pretty bad. You can also get rid of the Fluster. I think it's like close between these two. I kind of like don't want to give them a bonds in graveyard if I can help it, but I guess giving them like a bonds in hand is also bad. I could maybe actually talk myself into taking the bonds instead there. Probably the smart play. Oh, now we can like turn it over with something if we really want. Yeah, Tar Pit's like a pretty brutal card. Katsu players have one fear. The issue with this hand is like sending Kraken is like so bad if they like just decide to like pop on us basically. I guess we could like still hit a Harmony, but like still pretty rough. Let's go ahead and take it. And it could also be on like Warmongers. I don't actually know how many Katsu is playing Warmongers lately though. Pretty sick. Shifting Tides RNG. Okay, I guess we kind of got rewarded for it anyway. Okay, this still works out. We could actually turn over their bonds if we wanted to, but I kind of want to just turn. Yeah, let's hope we draw. Okay, Codex is not bad draw. Do I actually want to load this Kraken? Because I actually like want to see if I can maybe pitch the cheating here and then try to arsenal the Codex if we like draw blue. If we don't draw blue, it's not the end of the world, but I think that makes sense. Let's try to keep the Codex in arsenal this next turn. I imagine we're probably going to be taking a bit of damage, assuming that they just like eat this because we're not sending relevant disruption. Oh, maybe we are actually getting a card here. Oh, we got the Harmony. Let's go. Sick. Lots of Underwinds. Oh, I did just now notice the blue Underwind. Also kind of surprised. We have 100 Winds Enjoyer over here. Fair enough. Curious to see if they actually want to quick dodge this. I feel like I maybe do. Because they're pretty much like guaranteed to get the value out of it. But the question is like how much value are we actually getting? Not too much really, right? We're just taking. Might go ahead and just try to deny this here, like for some new scales. That seems reasonable. Turn over a Tar Pit for some extra value. 300 wins. True, true, true. At least we're like denying the Katsu trick here, which is like. And we get to probably just time walk them. This matchup's nice and chill. It's kind of like one of the reasons why you don't really need Tar Pit is like you kind of win this matchup even without it, but like I feel like Tar Pit is like extra DM is. We're not gonna get many more hooks, so I might as well just throw it away here. Yeah, we haven't seen a D-React, so I kind of like doubt that they have them at this point. Lots and lots of wins from our opponent here. It's go to 2. We get to take the best hand. Seems good. Rushing River. What is this card? Wait, hold on. Isn't this like the bad one? If Target Tempo was last attack this combat chain, Rushing River gains +1, go again, and if Rushing River. Okay, our opponent's cooking something here. I don't know what. But they are cooking. Alright, we'll go ahead and take the actual card in your hand that does something. I've not seen Rushing River played since... I don't even know when the last time. Like, I think people were experimenting with that with, like, Retrace or whatever at some point, but, like... The card's real bad. Alright, Whelming. So if we block 3, they do not have the ability to do anything this turn. So I suppose we should do that. Good. Yeah, like welcome to Wraith Draft, basically. Sounds about right. I'm gonna go for the green line here, the trophy shot. We could actually end up getting punished for this, but punished. We could even go deeper if we want. No, I think I'm supposed to stick 14. I mean, 14 wins the game, and if we like get greedy, then... Or sorry, this is 12. I thought we had like red harpoon, but this still probably wins the game. No real reason to dig when you have theoretically lethal. Or if it's not lethal, then it's probably another... Okay, that's it. Oh, it looks like they were on like some kind of hybrid. What a force Riptide. Huh. Yeah, this is a blue Rushing River. Okay. Fun's cooking something. I don't know what. But we got a W, and that's what matters. The nice part about padding your Teleshore stats, am I right? Have we seen the take games actually be good today? I feel like the answer is no. Let's not do another Katsu. Let's see if we can do... Do we have any other options? Much as I like padding the win rate with Katsu, we probably shouldn't. It's good to like get some variety, you know. There was a 9-3 Katsu list at the last call. Is that list? The Katsu list with like Rushing River Riptide or something? Called okay, so this is a good matchup for demonstrating the strat into that one. Oh, that was the deck list. Okay, interesting. $200 9-3 Katsu calling deck list. That's pretty sick. Maybe it is real, but like that seemed particularly bad. Oh, we get to demonstrate the Valda strat again. How do I specify no interest in playing against? I guess we can also wait in queue for a little. But yeah, how do you all like those 2 Valda games? I think they went pretty well. That matchup is like one that I think is like I've tried to play like probably like they have probably got like 20 games of Valda ever since like post Pen, and I don't think that matchup is like actually winnable in any real way without like distorting the deck very heavily. All right, let's see if we can get a Valda. Yeah, the strat of Valda is Alt F4. All right, so we got an Ailio, which I guess we might as well get the Ailio in while it's still functionally legal. All right, we cut the take games as tradition. Yeah, those are some really good Valda games. Anyways, now we got an Ailio, which is also like not a hero that's going to be really legal by Nats. Or like not the current iteration, right? Oh. I played Valda once and that was enough for me. That's fair. I think that matchup is just like I don't think there's actually anything you can really do in that matchup to like make it better. Okay, we have a greed line and a non-greed line here. The greed line is to go for the Codex Honing Hood and then try to buy back the Yellowfin. The non-greed line is to just arsenal the Yellowfin. I think makes sense. So I'm going to give up the Codex here because I feel like there is a very real likelihood that we end up getting punished for it. Another Somersault. Okay. Casually send in all damage. Do they have another lightning card, I guess? I guess they don't technically need it if they just want to send another 4. I don't technically have to arsenal the Elephant, so I don't think I will. Like, there's a likelihood we draw into like 3 Oak or some other big arrow, so, like taking the extra Data damage off Pony Hood's probably not worth it. This hand, okay. At least like we're sending, what is this, 12 here, which is not bad. I think I am supposed to hook this just because we need the gold generation to start loading. But hoping for no blocks here. Yeah, this Ailio hero is pretty good. I wonder if they're gonna ban Volsar at some point. Seems like, there's been a lot of Ailio in the top 8 recently. What do we think, chat? Do we think Volsar is getting banned? I think it's close to being banned. Don't know for sure. Alright, hopefully no sigil owners. The ideal. Not a bad start though. Ooh, yeah, Spindle. Take that. Spindle is a good hit. Alright, this looks like a no blocks hand if I've ever seen one. You have to just send 12 with the red pin. It's decent. Yeah, it would be weird if they had to ban a signature weapon, right? It's also a common, which is like... Is it? Or it's like a basic? Is that the appropriate typing? Alright, they have the Gone Flash now. So we're gonna be on the clock to try to... Oh, also they're running Tunic Kitchen. Oh, they're not bouncing the Gone. Huh. So that means they have another one? Oh. Interesting. So I'm assuming that their arsenal is now gone in a flash. Or it's in their hand. One of the two. I think Ailios are generally... I don't actually know what's the correct heuristic in this matchup, but like assuming they IP, are they supposed to leave the Gone Flash in their hand or in their arsenal? I feel like the arsenal is probably safer because there's like less effects that target it as Marlynn. Like you only have the shallow water, right? So like I believe the correct heuristic would be to not arsenal the Gone, or to arsenal the Gone because it's safer, right? I think that makes sense to me. Get some fat gold here. See what they got. All right, consigned to Cosmos and Mind Warp. So presumably they're gonna Mind Warp us for here, and then their arsenal is now gone. Almost as bad as banning a weapon before release. Unthinkable. Is that a Nebula Blade reference?
No, it's a Dust Blade.
Oh, a Dust Blade reference. Even better. Or no, sorry, Reaping Blade. That's sorry, not Nebula Blade. The Nebula Blade's the bad one, right? Thinking of Reaping Blade. Okay, we're getting shocked here. Seems good. I like that better than being Mind Warped. Or sorry, we're getting Comet Storm rather. Makes more sense to, I guess, play the 5 damage half than the half. So we're still assuming that their arsenal is gone here, right? I think we still send Shark anyways, though, because we can still hit, like, Blast or whatever. It's, like, close between the two. The nice part is, like, the way we've been playing, we've been, like, denying them the Bodge as well. Not a super clean opportunity to use it. We did at least get it fluttering, which is a pretty big deal. Alright, this Ailio game is going a lot better for us than the previous ones. Okay, so I guess the real answer was Shark was technically correct. Yeah, I still think Fab is like a really good game. Like, I think it's good that they're proactively banning things as opposed to like just letting imagine like the set releases with CLV and then like everyone buys into it. We have to like deal with that for like 3 months or whatever. Like as much as people like that card, it was probably not gonna be interesting. Like I can imagine like when Omens releases, like the hypothetical timeline if CLV is legal, where it's just like the top 3 decks are all the lightning decks, and then they're all just playing CLV because it's like one of the best cards in the game, and then they just get to like games are decided basically on who draws CLV first, right? Like I feel like that's not actually like that great of a thing, you know what I mean? I don't know, it's weird. Alright, so there's the Gone in their arsenal that we kind of expected. Alright, so I'm assuming that actually are they gonna pop here? I think we're not dying, so I don't think we this is maybe the real answer. Didn't they have like a they had like CLV in their hand, right, or something? They're just gonna bounce with CLV, then they have like another thing. Sure. I don't think they're actually gonna like lightning grooves that turn, probably. Etchings, keeping them gone makes sense, and they're gonna try to pop next turn, but we're gonna try to do our best to stop that. So let's go for the trophy shot first. The nice part is even if they like wobble at us at this point, it like doesn't really matter. So we're forcing a card here. They'd have to give us either two, like they have to give us card or they have to give us like they can't just give us Bodge by itself. It's like Bodge plus Tunic or card from hand, which is pretty good. So this should hopefully be stopping the Gone in Flash turn, especially if they like just draw any non-attack that we can hit here. Like that will severely kind of reduce the output. And the Bodge is still not legal, which is really, or it's still not like online. And this is why I still like sometimes like Kraken and stuff. It just like feels still mildly annoying for them to deal with. Lightning Press is good info. Probably want to press, or they're going to cycle press. Okay. Makes sense to me. So they might be looking at potentially trying to just pop this 4 card, and then we have the Trench Quick Dodge combo to kind of stop that. So I think we're on an alright spot. But this next hand's pretty spicy. The 3-up may be a little bit of a liability because we haven't seen any wobbles yet. But interesting nonetheless. Alright, let's grab the Trench. We actually probably should give him the Gold Bait Hook there as well, but pitch our Yellowfin, I guess, for best practice in case we want a Codex. I think we're doing alright here. So they pop this, they have at least the Sigil Lightning that we know about. And then they have, I don't know if it's 1 or 2 unknown cards in hand. I think they still have the Blast, right, as well. Alright, so they're definitely going for it here. They need like another instant off the top, I think is what I'm suspecting. Yeah, they do want to bounce this, right? Yeah, there we go. Yeah, imagine people build a deck around Zephyr Needles and a week before the set is released, they ban it. They did a good thing by giving us the heads up. Yeah, I think the Zephyr Needles thing felt like it was like pretty early, or like not pretty late in terms of like people being able to like prepare for it. I think they maybe missequenced there. Fully understand. But okay, we were like what 2-1 into Ailio tonight. That's not too bad. Especially for a deck that is like going to get severely nerfed, which is pretty cool. All right, let's see if we can get a couple more good ones. I feel like we've had a lot of weird games tonight. All right, no more Katsu. We cannot bully the Katsu. They need some small hope to hold on to in these trying times. All right, Katsu, go away. Could play the Marlynn Mirror. That worth it? Play against Hala. Bigger own game though. I feel like Hala's also not that bad of a matchup. Alright, we got some max action, which is also a very good matchup for us. Ship it. I think Katsu's are pretty like okay, so like I was talking about this I think with Blazing for Lethal recently in like the Marlynn chat for some reason. But like Katsu's really good into a lot of the top decks right now, like Ailio. Oh, I need to like turn. Has streamer mode been off this entire time? Did I like change something? I thought the card has been visible. Okay, sorry about that. Let's do. So what do we want to arsenal against Max? Ideally, probably the Redfin, right? That is shallow water. I guess we can decide as they attack us or whatever.
Watch out.
I think Katsus are sad for the sole reason that Victor is really popular right now. Like that seems to be the sentiment. Which one do we want? I guess there's no real guarantee that they're gonna keep an arsenal here, even though it is like fairly likely. So we shouldn't arsenal the shallow water just in case.
It's like one of the doors.
Okay, we get to at least arsenal Redfin here, which is really nice. For all the people, I guess, asking about the use case of Honing Hood, drawing an extra card on turn 1 is the main one. What'd you say about Wilson, by the way?
Oh, he's like in the way of the door in a very specific way where I like couldn't open it all the way. He's dumb.
Yeah. Oh, Wilson needs his space.
He's a dumb little.
Alright, I don't know that there is a max deck that runs D-Reacts, but we're about to find out. But yeah, Wilson likes to obstruct the door. Alright, we got a crankshaft out of them. That's pretty. Any more reds? For us, we do have Jumpstart and then Data Link. What do we want to take here? I feel like the answer not obvious to me. I feel like it's still Data Link, maybe? Because they at least have to. That costs 1 pitch. It's like boost. It's a little awkward. Maybe this is still like more. I don't know. Can they play? They can't play the Big Bertha, but they can still swing Banksy. I didn't end up doing the math on that one. I wonder actually which one's better. 0 to 60. Fine. Alright, I'm just gonna hold back blocks for Banksy mostly. Assuming that they do go for like boost, whatever. I'm surprised they didn't actually Tekla Foundry Heart there. Suppose it makes sense. Alright, let's go for our port side here. I want to just crack a little bit of gold here as a treat. That take game's good. Must stop there though. Yeah, I think that's probably fine. We have 4 armor total here. Question is, I guess, do we want? We haven't seen the 3 oak just yet, right? So like holding on to the take game in Arsenal is like pretty premium. And we made a gold, so the hook is technically 3. Might as well just try to strip blues here. And T-bone that one. Okay, and they do have the Mechanoid, but they are a little bit off of it still. Unless they like randomly boost to the one card that like puts steam counters on whatever. Oh, they did get that. So when this is banished from boosting, put a steam counter on Hyperdrive. Nice. So they get to technically set up the Mechanoid. Thing that I kind of called that. We'll let them opt. I don't think it really is. But yeah, I think Katsus are sad right now just because like Victor is so popular. Like the deck actually is like pretty scary if Victor is not like a real thing, but like Victor being popular is pretty bad for Katsu. It's not even that the matchup spread for Katsu is bad. It's that that Victor is just as popular as he is, and that matchup is like terrible. Like, it seems like the top of the meta right now is like Ailio, Victor, Marionette. Like those three decks seem to be like the most popular right now. And like Victor being in the top 3 is like very prohibitive for Katsu. It's like, all right, so we gotta figure out a way to blow them up here. Okay, that's a good start. This is one of the fun scenarios of having take aim in your deck. So one of the funny, I guess, use cases of take aim is that you get to do hilarious turns like this. And so take aim, load take aim, load either golden tip or trophy. It depends how greedy we want to get here. I'm gonna get greedy. All right, avert your eyes if this goes wrong. No, this works, right? We can still send Yellowfin here. Okay, take aim. Pretty funny. How much damage is this? 21. 21 on a Yellowfin you don't see every day. Too bad. That being said, it is on a Yellowfin, so like this is just damage ostensibly. Okay, they have 0.60 plus craft, seems good. So they still can't mechanoid us yet, right? They don't have the resources. Otherwise their hyperdrivers are gonna break. It is unfortunate for our opponent here. Good. Yeah, 21 on a Yellowfin is, I would say, above average for a Yellowfin. Okay, so now they have like another turn cycle to try to set up Mechanoid, which is really painful for them. Alright, let's try to dig for some fun stuff here. Crack a little bit of gold as a treat, although it looks like we're not really hitting anything super productive here. Top catch is good. I could also try to go for like the shallow water on their Mechanoid, which is like correct. I feel like King Kraken's more fun. Yeah, whatever. The games have been weird tonight, Rose. It's been like a mixed bag, I feel like. I don't know, just lots of like I feel like lots of games where it's like I don't know. The vibes have been off tonight. Weird. We're also like maybe getting punished for saying Kraken here. Let's see. Yeah, the vibes have been weird. I guess that's what I'll leave it at. We will continue to say no blocks. You figured out you hate Fatigue Ira. I don't think anyone enjoys that deck. I think even the people who play that deck don't enjoy that deck for what it's worth. I don't know. I feel like that deck and Tough Nut are like the same deck to me. Is that weird? I feel like Tough Nut is at least like a little bit more compelling for Tough Nut, I guess. I don't know. Crack one more gold if we want here. Or alternatively, we can just play the salvage. I'll like hold on to the Codex though. Let's crack one more gold as a treat. That's fine. Get a King Shark, which should get you away here. That seems fine. Still like mildly worried about getting run over here. I actually wonder if I want what's that card? Quick dodge in this matchup? Probably not though. Alright, good game. How tipo typo. Yep, Max, unremarkable. Alright, let's try to get like one more good game. Kind of what I'm feeling. So Riptide. So I played against a Riptide earlier today. This matchup's supposedly bad. I will play it out though. I feel like it's not as bad as the Riptides make it out to be, which is weird. So I don't think you board for fatigue in this matchup. I think you just try to kill them as fast as possible. And then let's go ahead and get rid of like a caution already here. I feel like I still need to figure out the blue base a little bit for this deck. I feel like the throw cautions have been kind of liabilities lately, as weird as that is. Yeah, let's do this. That turn for 21 was crazy. GG. Yeah. It's a pretty okay turn. Above average, I would say. Oh, they're on Dreadbore. Okay, so this is like Fatigue Riptide. Interesting. I assume we probably don't want to pop Quiver immediately. That'll probably be a mistake. Oh, what are we doing with this hand otherwise? Like, I kind of want to just filter here. They're just passing priority. I feel like doing anything is like a mistake here. I feel like we should be passive and not do it. They're not on trench, so if they are on like D-React on Arsenal, then we just get like free turn anyways, ostensibly. I think ostensibly a lot. Hey Capamel, how's it going? We're gaming. Okay, they have the pre-med. Part of them to not Arsenal their back there. Ooh, Warmongers too. Okay. We have a gamer on our hands here. So the funny thing is, I'm like kind of wanting to just give them armor here anyways, because like if they're running like more fatigue Riptide, most of the time what they're gonna do anyways is just like put the counters with like the boulder trap or whatever. Boulder trap, right? Boulder. I don't actually know what that card. The boulder trap, I think, something like that. But assuming that they want to do that, I think like actually cashing in the early is like pretty reasonable. They'll still get like the counter on the tunic. I kind of want to just like get rid of it because there's not incentive to hold on to it other than like murky water or whatever. It looks like they're not even not doing like the aim counter thing. All right, so the yellow pitch is awkward, but we can make it work, I think, here. Go for the shallow water. Unfortunately, we don't have the way to like turn this face up. That would be nice. Make the golden tip a little bit better. Let's go for cheating and hope they don't hit us with a million D-Reacts, I think is the plan. They do still have crown here for what it's worth, so like might not be doing a ton. They could also just like us, and that would also be bad. But I think we're supposed to dump hand here just so we play around like inertia trap mostly. Yeah, take aim is temporarily back. So I kind of want to elaborate, I guess, on like why take aim is back, and I think the answer is that if we're going into a meta where it's like a lot of like just very efficient vanilla damage and there's not as much disruption, then take aim makes a bit more sense. I feel like there's the boulder trap, by the way. It's not boulder drop trap, it's just boulder trap. But basically, I think it's like kind of meta dependent, where like I think that take aims are reasonable in some scenarios. Trap also pretty good. But we get the gold here, which is always triangle. Okay. We got a gamer over here. I guess the question is like how slow and or fast do I want to play this? So we take 7. We get down a bit lower, but we get to send a bluefin next turn, which is pretty good. There are plays we play the tipple, but I'm like mildly worried about collapsing trap. So I feel like the play is probably just to like send the bluefin, try to take the blues out of their hand. It's like kind of low value, but it kind of makes sense to me. Let's go for the hood. But yeah, take aim is tentatively back because I think that there's like some argument for just like trying to high roll your opponent, like we did, I guess, on that 21 damage harpoon. Oh, sniping a warmonger is not bad. Inertia, which is why we try to go off Arsenal. This is definitely a bit of a rougher matchup. Oh, pitfall trap. Okay, maybe just gonna try to E-strike us next turn. Good. All right, we do need to make sure that we save room to get our value here. This is a play on this hand. So, like catch full tunic, try to send the shallow water, and then Arsenal try to go for Codex and Arsenal is probably like the most efficient thing we could do, but that does play into inertia, which is like unfortunate. I think we still probably have to like make that play though. Just the best value line here, I think. Yeah, I think I want to try to like end this matchup like sooner rather than later, because like the longer this game goes, like the worse it gets for us generally. Okay, given that they are fatigue Riptide, I feel like sending the red fin is actually better than the Arsenal. Because there is like a chance that we hit multiple reds here, however unlikely that might be. We'll see though. I love to see a CNC in there. Collapsing trap does not trigger. See what the rest of their hand. Searing shot, pitfall trap. That could be fine for us. So on board, that hand doesn't really. That could be scary. Wounded Bull. All right, we got a gamer over here. So I think we need to gamble here. As unfortunate as that is, I think we need to try to draw the blue off the top. Because we like need to get as much value efficiency here as possible, and like we're gonna be losing a gold, but we're probably gonna make that gold back anyways. So I think we need to try to take a value line here. But we could get really punished by activating this gold, but getting the three block there I think is too important. All right, we hit the blue, that's great. Codex is good, and now the question is between the Redfin and the Kraken. They do have like some number of non-attacks that they presented at us, so I think the Kraken does make a fair bit of sense. And then the question is, so last turn they played the Wounded Bull, we know they have a Pitfall in ours, which they still have to like pay an extra for, so maybe it's like not actually that bad. I think I'm supposed to actually do this. Weird, but I think it makes a fair bit of sense. Like it seems like it's gonna be hard for them to block this turn. But the Pitfall will be annoying. Actually, what we could have done is we could have just like blocked out and made them Arsenal the Pitfall, right? But I guess we're like straining with the attack. I don't know. I feel like this play still is like fine, maybe just a little aggressive. So we're taking 3 here. Let's take a peek at the rest of the hand. Right, another Pitfall, Findall's, E-Strike. So they're probably. Let's see what they actually do here. Because the E-Strike is weird. Because we don't actually like know what they want to try to Arsenal here. They're gonna go for buff power. And then the other card in their hand. What was the other card in their hand? It was the it was like a Wounded Bull or a Findalls or something. Let's throw caution, I guess, see what's up. So we draw. Ooh, that's nice. Redfin off the top. So we could go to 10. They draw the Pitfall, and then we get to 3-oak them. I think we want to stave off a little bit of damage here, though. Keeping the extra 3-oak seems a little bit greedy to me. Then we can hold on to the Kraken. We could also just try to hold on to the 3-oak as another choice. If we hold on to the other 3-oak, we're playing into inertia, and we lose 2 life, which puts us down to 8, which is a little bit more dicey. How many 3-oaks do we this would be the last 3-oak in the deck. Are we okay with that? The alternative play is we block with the King Shark since we know we're drawing into a Redfin Harpoon. And maybe we say that the Redfin Harpoon is good enough. This is an interesting decision point. I think the correct thing, I think I'm going to go with my gut here and try to block with the 3-oak. Weird as that is. Because we should be able to keep an Arsenal here knowing that we have a blue on top, right? So maybe we don't need like the extra 3-oak. That's how I'm maybe rationalizing that. Right, I is also frail swing line. I think we're just like bottoming both of these, right? Maybe we can keep the port side. Port side's like reasonable enough. And go for 10 here. We know about the Pitfall, but we're floating the 2 so that we can pay for that. And we still get to hold on to the Redfin. We do still have to worry about their Buzzsaw trap at some point, but they are fat decking us, so like maybe we don't have to worry too much about that. Their Arsenal could still also be the Fyendal, which is fine, right? Okay, it was the Pitfall. Sure. That's not that bad. day one. Then we can take a peek at it again, unless they have another. All right, there's drop, folder, trap. I'm gonna say this right one time. Eventually. Not doing too bad for what is like a pretty bad matchup, I would say. Matchup's not ideal. Okay. They draw into another finals. At least I'm not getting like the life gain out of it, but it is still kindly. So we have the option to try to play out the catch of the day, but the likelihood of that succeeding, I feel like, is pretty slim. I feel like we want to just like not get greedy and just send a normal Redfin Harpoon. Like I want to conserve life here as much as possible. Now we could try to keep an extra arsenal here, but I think holding onto the gold makes a fair bit of sense. Try this. We do still have the tunic counter in case they do play another pitfall or like the last pitfall. I think they bottomed one. So I think we should be safe from pitfall at least for a little bit. I'd love to see a murky block. That trap does not trigger because we don't have attack react, so that's good. Been seeing a lot more Riptide lately on Talishar. I don't know if it's finally the Riptide meta. Maybe it is. Right, the Endless Arrow. Going to 2 seems suspect. I think we might be kind of priced into blocking out for the next couple turns. As unfortunate as that is. But the reach of this deck is generally not like super high, so like taking it off turns is not the best thing in the world. So I'll tell myself that. I'm going to turn for a pitfall trap. Hope they have a hand of all reacts, maybe. See how wide they can go here. The wounded balls are fascinating. I don't know if they're actually good, but they are very interesting. I think we're just taking another off turn here. We have some setup we can do. No real reason to take damage if they want to arsenal trap or something. I think we're just chilling for a little bit. Oh, they just want to pass. Okay. That is probably the ideal scenario here. That means they probably have like a trap in arsenal, right? Where they're just like not paying attention. What does that mean we want to do? So we now have basically like the opportunity to cycle through like our entire deck. Hold on. We have the opportunity to cycle through our entire deck, and we should just take it, right? I'm gonna keep passing until they do something. Show me what you got. They have a trap in arsenal. They cannot do anything until we decide to do something. Cool. Now we can. This hand's, I think, good enough to pop off. We could have actually. Hold on. Maybe we want to dig like one deeper. Actually, don't know if popping the gold though is like even worth it though. If they just are sitting on like Buzzsaw or something. I think I'm just supposed to do this now. They're definitely sitting on some kind of trap, right? It's the question of like what that trap is. So we're overdue for a Buzzsaw, so I don't want to like hard commit to just pumping the Redfin to infinity. I think I like just trying to force them to use whatever the trap is, right? Blood Rot trap is fine. Carpet trap, fair enough. They have lots of traps in there, sure. We will not dispute. We can give them the gold, that's fine. They did load a card, so I'm kind of curious what they have here. Okay, just drill shot. Not too shabby. So we can give them the King Shark now. We'll take 1, but that's, I think, fine. And let's try to just tempo them from here. So now the only question is, do I want to crack gold to try to find something better here? How many buffs do we have left? We have trophy shots, and we have golded tips, and so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, Sorry, am I missing a buff? 1, 2, or sorry, 2, 1 versus 3, 4. We have 4 buffs total in the deck. I don't remember exactly when we saw them. I'm just debating here whether I want to try to actually crack gold to fish. I think the answer is probably yes still. Trophy shot is huge. And now we have to go, or actually we don't have to go on. We have the unit counter we can do this instead now. So we pull the yellowfin, do this. Okay, we found the line, I think. Although we are going to need the top of our deck to be a little kind to us. Let's do it. That's very good. I feel like that was actually kind of the play, right? Because we just need to, like, kill them at this point. We don't have, like, infinite time. Like, the more time we give them to set up, the worse off we're going to be. I think it makes a fair bit of sense. Now we get to hit them for 14, which they shouldn't be able to block on 3 cards. Them arsenaling that D-React probably lost them the game, right? Pretty good for us, I'd say. We're still overdue for the Buzzsaw Trap, though. Okay, no Buzzsaw Trap is huge. We can hit their only attack in hand. That's also going to be great for us. Plan for the worst we don't care about. I guess we kind of do care. What does that card even say? I haven't read that card in like a year. Alright, plan for the worst. Look at target hero's hand and arsenal at the beginning of their next. So it's like they get the Seek and Destroy effect, and then search for 3 traps, reveal them, put them in your hand, and shuffle cards from your hand into your deck. So they get to get Buzzsaw Trap here, which is a little annoying, but not the end of the world. This has been a fun game. I feel like we're actually kind of doing okay, as weird as that sounds. They could also get collapsing if they think we're going to get greedy with the Murderous Rabble. So, like, the correct gets here are like Buzzsaw and collapsing, right? Or did they already play the collapsing? Maybe they played the collapsing, I missed it. Oh, they did play it. Yeah, I remember. So they get the Buzzsaw Trap, which means that now we just have to crack gold. So you don't have to worry about collapsing. We do have to worry about, like, frailty, I guess. How many frailties have they played? 2. I think we're still supposed to go for this for damage purposes, though, right? And it also gives us, like, info about the top of our deck. Let's do it. Well, the tip is like a reroll, basically. Interesting. So now we need to crack 1. So we need to crack 2 gold here to try to find the blue that we need. You crack 3 gold to find the blue. Okay, cool. Got it. A little bit unfortunate there, but it's what we signed up for, kind of. Alright, scrap King Shark, and then no hook because we know that we're getting Buzzsaw Trap, presumably. At least they have to give us 2 cards here still. It's not like the worst thing in the world. Surprisingly tight game, though. So they Buzzsaw us, it loads something on the back end, and then presumably we're getting like Wounded Bolt again or something like that. I will let... I want their trigger to go first, right? Yes. Okay. Figured it out. And I'm hoping here that I can just get away with like block 3 and then kill. Remorseless. This is coming in for 4. We play the Tipple. That pings us for 1, so we go to 3. They need to have somehow 3 traps in their hand. Oh, sorry, this is coming in for 5 total. Oh. Weird. So the question now is, do we want to play into this at all? Actually, there is a line we can take here. Block here. We do make a Goldfin to hand, discard the Shallow Water Shark Harpoon, and then we send the Goldfin with Overpower and try to kill them. I think I like that line. It would require us to at minimum draw a yellow or a blue off the top, which is likely at this point in the game. Okay, we drew the exact same card. I was like thrown off there for. Okay. Bindals, yeah. So they can stay alive here if they want to block with their tunic, and they have a 3. Also, sorry, we should hook this for sure. So unless they have another reactor, which obviously the Riptide, they can have another react. Okay, Fretzy. But they shouldn't be doing anything unless they have like Codex here, which we saw them pitch 1, I think, early on, so we could be overdue for another one. Codex could actually be like fine for us. We'll see. Full tunic, breadboard, steering shot. So cannot let this hit, or else we were taking probably too much damage. We had a 2. Probably a little too suspect here. Let's just try to send another Goldfin and kill them that way. I think is the play. Natty should be mildly annoying here. So we'll crack Eye to try to get a good arsenal here. I think Bluefin is probably going to fit the bill. Could also bottom the tipple there if we wanted. Oh, sorry. Oh, we don't actually want to load the other card. Let's actually bottom the tipple because it's like a little awkward. So we load the Goldfin, pitch a Taya. And we could get greedy here and go for the hook, although I don't actually. Now's the correct spot. I don't want to just make this painful if they want to go for like Deer React or something. A lot of like complicated games tonight. I want like easy games. I want games where I like roll over my. That's the dream, right? Alright, there's another Boulder Trap. They have to give us one more card here. Otherwise they die, which I'm assuming is just another Deer React or something. There's Inertia. It is annoying. That means that we do not. I think we're just quivering now. Let's get back King Shark, King Kraken, Redfin, or something like that. So how many ways do we actually have to load left in our deck? Just like face up. We have like salvage, port side. That's about it. Oh no, we have another Codex. I guess we're still supposed to do this anyways. Alright, let's just draw Codex and then we win, right? That's the strat. Alright, no Codex, but we do get a salvage. Is that good enough? So we have 5 here. If we salvage, crack, draw, then we can load, send King Shark, and maybe that's our ticket out of this game. Okay. I think we gotta go for it, right? Not much of a choice here. Is there anything we can do, like play around Codex draw off the top? Codex draw off the top, good for us. So we can. Our Codex draw just lets us. So we do 4 here, 5 here. No, Codex draw doesn't work, right? You need to not draw Codex. Okay, this is good. To do this, hopefully kill them at this point. I think we should actually probably cash in our hook at this point. It might not, like, we might lose hook here, but I'd rather take the chance on the 10. Let's go! We beat a Riptide! This matchup sucks. I hate this matchup. This matchup is so hard. Wait, couldn't they have... Oh, they had 2 of the... Oh, these are the Crucible traps, right? So they can't play them from hand. Ah, okay. That's how we win against Riptide. Okay, makes sense, makes sense. The deck is interesting, though. It's like... Olander Riptide. Alright, what were the odds? Chat, do we think we were going to win that game? I'm kind of curious who actually thought we were going to win that. Because that was like a very tight one. Did chat have faith? Do we think I was actually going to win? I'm kind of curious. Like, I think I was actually thinking I was going to lose that game for the majority of it. That was a pretty good one to end it on again. Riptide is a bit of a challenging deck. I think it might end up even getting better depending on like how the meta shakes up post Omens. So I think it's definitely like a deck to watch out for, especially if you're playing on Talishar, as funny as that is. But I'm probably gonna wrap it up for today. So again, we're gonna work on this deck for nationals. I think it's like the deck that I'm probably the most comfortable with. But if there is obviously like a thing that kind of prohibits us from playing the deck, then I think I might try to pivot to like either one of the new heroes or just like something else that's kind of interesting to me. But we're working towards like a deck that I think is better, kind of like post Omens, kind of for nationals. So it'll be an interesting time. We also are probably gonna have to practice some draft at some point once like the full set comes out. So be on the lookout for that. Yeah, I'm still kind of thinking about this deck, like what the post like Omens meta is gonna look like. And I think it's still gonna involve like Victor, Marionette, probably like the lightning heroes in some capacity. Like I imagine at least one of them is probably gonna come out strong off the gate. So I think those are like the main decks I'm like trying to think about right now. And I think Warrior also maybe ends up getting like some pretty good expansion cards or whatever. So I think there's still a lot to think about for the Omens meta. Again, we don't really know exactly where it's going to end up, but yeah, GG's Sharp. Thanks for the game. I assume you're the Riptide. Yeah, that matchup is very, very challenging. The Riptide matchup. I think it's like very skill intensive. But yeah, thank you all for stopping by. I hope you all enjoyed. So I don't know what we're gonna do on Friday. I have some ideas for Friday, but I need to like run them by some people to make sure it's okay. But we maybe have a fun deck for F2 Fridays. I'll try to see if I can poke someone into letting me play it on stream. But anyways, thank you all for watching. Hope you all enjoyed, and I will see y'all on Friday for some more fun stuff.